Yeah, no, thanks for inviting me, Comfort. Just very, very quickly, let me set the table. We're talking to individuals that are participating with ONPASSIVE and those individuals that are looking at ONPASSIVE. Maybe they haven't come in and started participating. What you're looking at right now, what's happening today and what's going to be happening in the weeks to come is revolutionary. It's never been done in the history of the world, never been done in the history of business. ONPASSIVE is a company that has a tremendous heart. Mr. Mufareh, Ash Mufareh, has a tremendous heart, and his goal is to help you. That's what ONPASSIVE wants to do. They want to change your life in so many ways, including financially. And Mr. Mufareh has put in a structure with ONPASSIVE to make that possible for everybody. So as you listen to these great leaders here, we're going to be sharing a lot of things with you. They are pertinent to you. They will change your lives. They will get you to a place where you want to be, maybe a place you've only dreamt of, but with ONPASSIVE, it makes it available for everybody. So just set the table a little bit. We've got a lot to share with you, and these guys will blow the lid off it. You're going to love it. Go ahead, Comfort.
Exactly. Thank you, Mike Ellis. Of course, yeah, guys, go ahead and share. So it doesn't make sense that we bring all of the leaders and put here and then we have nobody to watch. Just go ahead and share, be it on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you are watching from. Hello, Bob. Welcome, bro.
You know, I don't really care where you are watching from, you know, but this is the time for you to take a look at ONPASSIVE. Honestly, exactly. This is just massive.
There's so much to talk about with ONPASSIVE and what's going on with Mr. Mufareh, what he's sharing with us. Red had a session with Mr. Mufareh last night. I don't know how long it went, but you probably just got up. It's a really exciting place to be right now, and I want to come at it at a little different direction, and it's a little different than what Mr. Mufareh talks about. You know, when you listen to Mr. Mufareh, he talks about the journey of ONPASSIVE, and ONPASSIVE is a journey, absolutely. But I think about it a little differently than he does. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't talked to Ash about this. But as I look at ONPASSIVE, yeah, it's a journey, but I look at the adventure of ONPASSIVE. And I believe that adventure is one of those things that's built in the bone. It's in our very DNA. I think it's God-given. And I think if you don't have an adventure in your life, whether it's big or small, it doesn't matter. You have to have adventure in your life, or your life gets very, very mundane. It's like the days, they pile up, and one day looks like the last day. And all of a sudden you look at yourself and you're going, I'm just average and ordinary. I think adventure is essential to living. And when you look at ONPASSIVE, yeah, it is a journey, but it's also an adventure, and it's one of the big ones. Are there other adventures in life? Yeah, there are. But ONPASSIVE, it is one of the big ones. And I want to give you just a quick example of adventure. If you have boys in your family, just young boys, okay? When they wake up in the morning, they don't wake up and go, you know, I hope today is just mundane. I just want to be average and ordinary. That's not how they think. And when you look at boys, you might think they have a death wish, but they don't. They just want the adventure of life. And when they wake up in the morning, it is the adventure that gets their heart beating faster. They can't wait to get out and start that next adventure. And if you know anything about kids, let's say you've got a little boy, a little girl on the sideline, and they broke their arm, they're in a cast. You have to hold them back, because when they see the other kids in their adventure, they can't wait to get involved. And if you don't hold them back, they're going in cast and all. I think adventure is one of those things in life that if you don't have, you die just a little bit each day. And it's the same thing with men and women. There are some fine nuances between how men and women look at it, how boys and girls look at it. But if you don't have the adventure of life, you die a little bit each day. And that brings us to ONPASSIVE. As I look at ONPASSIVE 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, and I came in and started to participate with ONPASSIVE, for me, ONPASSIVE, it was a little bit scary and it was a little bit dangerous. And obviously, when you talk about little boys, if it's a little bit dangerous, that's even better. They love it. But as you look at ONPASSIVE, it was dangerous for me because for me, time is the one element that is more precious than anything that we do. If you lose your time, you can't get it back. So ONPASSIVE, a little scary, a little dangerous, but as soon as I heard the vision of Mr. Mufareh, I was in. And over the course of the last 4.5 years, it has been a journey, and it's been an adventure like none that I've ever been on. It has been so exciting. It has changed every day, every week, every month, every year, and it continues to do that. And then when you look at, if you look at ONPASSIVE, where we were and where we are today, what Mr. Mufareh has done, it has changed in the last 4.5 years. What it was 4.5 years ago, yeah, it was good. It was really good. But what it is today will change your life in ways you can't even imagine. This is the adventure of ONPASSIVE. And I'm not going to go crazy and get into the next adventure of ONPASSIVE because it would be another half hour. But I can tell you that the adventure that we've been into today, the last 4.5 years, it's been awesome. I wouldn't trade it for anything because I have a view now of what's coming with the next step of that adventure. What's coming will blow you away. And ONPASSIVE, when they tell you we change lives around the world, it has gotten so much bigger than that. It not only changes lives, it changes families, it changes communities, it changes the way people look at their lives. And as you come in and you look at the adventure of ONPASSIVE, I want you to understand that the more you learn, the more you understand what Mr. Mufareh and his team have done and are doing today, what these gentlemen and Comfort are doing right now, it is so much more extraordinary. And the next leg of the adventure of ONPASSIVE, yes, it is a journey, but not all journeys are an adventure. And ONPASSIVE, it's one of those big adventures and journeys that you're ever going to have in your lifetime. It will change everything. And when I think about it, and when you think about the journey and the adventure, understand this is really, really important. If you're on the sideline and you're looking at a journey or an adventure, if you don't jump in, if you don't jump into the battle, if you don't jump into the fray, if you don't come in and engage, it will pass you by. And I can tell you flat out, ONPASSIVE is moving so quickly right now. If you don't jump in, you will miss it. And in a year or 5 or 10, you're going to look back and you're going to go, what did I do? It is so powerful. And I know Red and Collins and Andy and Bob are going to get into some of the other things of ONPASSIVE. Listen to what they have to say very, very closely, because everything they have to say will impact you. It will show you the adventure that you're about to get into or you're already into and where it's going, at least as far as they can see it, because they can only see maybe 5 or 10% of what's coming. Marty DeGarmo puts it very, very well. Ash Mufareh is at 50,000 feet looking down. He sees everything. Maybe we're at 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 feet. We see quite a bit, but we don't see the whole extent of ONPASSIVE. And I can tell you flat out, it's bigger, it's better, and it will do things in your life that none of us ever thought would happen, including me, including everybody here. So we are in an adventure. ONPASSIVE is one of those big adventures in life. It's not the only one. There are other ones that are bigger, but today we're talking about ONPASSIVE. It is absolutely awesome, and it's just getting started. Jump in and start to live. You live with adventure. When you have that in your life, life is just better. Go ahead, Comfort.
I'm always in the ONPASSIVE mood, that's for sure. Yeah, Mike Ellis, one of the stalwarts of ONPASSIVE. Without Mike Ellis, really many of us wouldn't actually be here. You know, Mike has been one of the forefront runners as far as ONPASSIVE is concerned. He had the vision from day one, and all he's wanted to do is to spread that vision to as many people as possible. I personally thank you, Mike, for everything that you've done as far as ONPASSIVE is concerned. Your vision yourself has always impressed me by, like you said, we are at 5,000 feet, 2,000 feet, looking at what we can see. Ash sees a bigger picture. I think your vision of what you're seeing is a little bit bigger than ours, because you've been absolutely spot on all through.